this Kurt here, and I'm bringing you guys some more Clash of Clans content. Now, as promised before, I'm bringing you guys a GoWiVa guide. For those of you who do not know, that's golems, wizards, and Valkyries. Now, when you ask people what's the best Town Hall 8 attack style, a lot of people are going to tell you go wipe. Now, that's because they don't know about GoWiVa. And that's what I'm here today, is to help you guys figure out what GoWiVa is. Now, the main difference between these two, as you may have already known, is that GoWiVa does not have a Pekka, but rather Valkyries. Otherwise, same setup. Now right here you can see that I have 2 golems, 6 wall breakers, 12 wizards, and 10 Valkyries. That setup is very important because what GoWiVa has going for it are those Pekkas. Now Pekkas are strong, they have a lot of health, they can tank pretty well, but they are very slow and they're pretty dang stupid. They're basically a big barbarian that goes towards the nearest target, unlike the Valkyrie AI, which targets multiple buildings, means closely knit, which almost always points towards the core. So Valkyries are already naturally heading in towards the core. And at the very end of a raid, where Pekkas are struggling to get by, they're going so slow that they're getting hit by all these defenses all at once, and they don't have the time, and oftentimes they fail a raid due to lack of time, even if they do survive the defenses. And that's the main reason I went out and seeked other attacking strategies such as GoWiVa. Now Valkyries, what they have going for them at the end of a raid is their speed. Now their speed helps them jet right through the base at the very end and clean up, and they almost always do it really strong too. Now let's look at our spells. We have the 2 heals in the range. Now 2 heals is actually very important, because when you would be using heals in a go wipe, they would be to heal either the Pekka or more likely the wizards. And what I found is the moment that a heal disappears, those wizards are pretty much screwed anyway. So what they're used for here is for the more tanky but still healable Valkyries. The Valkyries, when they're healed, they go all the way back up, even from very low health, and they can go out and finish the raid very strongly, and which is one of the reasons why I love them so dang much. Now let's look at Clan Castle. Now the Clan Castle can have a lot of different varieties, but what I usually like to do is have a bunch of wizards, or I like to have 1 Valkyrie and the rest wizards. Why do I do that? Is because at the end of a raid, I like to save the Clan Castle to clean up. And unlike how most people traditionally send in the Clan Castle right at the start of the raid. And if you're sending in wizards at the start of the raid, they're probably going to be dying pretty quickly. So I like to save them for the end of the raid, where they can actually do something while there's not splash damage bombarding them. And at the end of the raid, those wizards are really a game changer. And if you have Valkyries in there, even better. Now, let's find that video. What I have for you guys is a GoWiVa against this base here, this Town Hall 9. Now the first thing we need to do is find out where we're going to be attacking from. As you can see here, I've decided to attack from this side here, but you can see that the Town Hall is not in the core of the base, so we're going to have to pretend like it is that Clan Castle there. And normally I would use the Town Hall as a focal point and attack from the opposite side the Clan Castle is. And the reason I would do that is because when the Clan Castle troops get lured out, the Valkyries are actually lured in towards the core of the base because of their AI prioritizing Clan Castle troops. But that we don't have right now. So our second priority, and I know that you guys are Town Hall 8s. This guide is for Town Hall 8s attacking with GoWiVa. So a lot of you guys aren't going to be brave enough to go out and attack Town Hall 9s. Of course, this is a fairly premature one, so I'm sure that a lot of people actually find this pretty easy raid. But when attacking Town Hall 9, the second priority that you guys got to look for are those crossbows. They're long range and they can take out wizards like they're nothing. Now what we need to do is those crossbows are going to be a problem, so we need to take them on one at a time. So our 2 options are to attack from this side, where there's 1 crossbow targeting us at a time, or this side, and obviously I chose this side. Now first step is deploying the golems. Now this is very important because a lot of times, and I see this even in GoWiVa, is that people double deploy golems right next to each other, and that's not good. Is that the point of the golems is to be a tank, and so if you deploy them too closely, they're not going to be covering as many point defenses such as those cannons and archer towers right there. They're not going to be seeing the golems, and they're not going to be tanking as much, and that's very important for the step 2. Now you can see there that that cannon turned and started targeting that guy, while this golem still has yet to be targeted, and so they're going to be covering a lot of distance. Now the second thing I did actually here is I used the Barbarian King as a tank as well, and the Barbarian King is an excellent tank. That he has tons of health and he does tons of damage too. Step 2, we deploy the Valkyries. Now this is incredibly important because while the golems are actually tanking, the Valkyries are going to be going in and clearing out those outside buildings. And you really don't need that many wizards. As you saw, I started with 12, now I only have 5, and that's still a lot of wizards to be left off with. And so those wizards are going to clear out those buildings, and you really only need 1 because they're so powerful. So step 3 is to deploy those wall breakers, and that's going to break you into that next compartment. And finally, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. I deploy the Valkyries, and these first 4 steps are very important to get down right away because you need the golems to tank for the wizards so that the wizards can take out those outside buildings so that the Valkyries don't get distracted on the way inside the base after the wall breaker opens it up. So this is all important to making sure the Valkyries go inside the base. Otherwise, a lot of people who have used and failed at using Valkyries is that they find that the Valkyries go around the outside because they get distracted on those outside buildings. However, this pretty much solves that problem, and once they're inside the base, there's not a whole lot of chance that they're going outside until the very end of the raid, when they actually need to go outside to clear out the rest of those buildings. So let's watch these Valkyries go in, and they're pretty much stuck there. Now we gotta send in the rest of those wall breakers to open up so that we can help to direct those Valkyries inside the core of the base, but that doesn't really matter in this raid so much because the clan castle released those clan castle troops, and the Valkyries AI prioritizes those clan castle troops, as I've said before, and so they're going to go for those clan castle troops right away. And you can see here that they're going in toward this pocket where they're going to be taking out those clan castle's troops really quickly. And so at this point, the Valkyries are going to be starting to take a lot of damage. They have both crossbows on them and all the splash damage, and they have the clan castle troops along with that golem who's also thankfully tanking for them. But I decided to drop that heal spells to keep those Valkyries health up, and what I drop on top of that is a rage spell. Now notice that how I drop that rage spell so that it's overlapping into the core, and that's going to actually help to direct the Valkyries inside the core area. And you can see here that under rage they clear out that area really quickly. They're already heading in towards the core. They've done a ton of damage on that clan castle, now taking it out, and they've already taken out that first crossbow, essentially taking out the majority of that core, and really that core had no chance at all. Now what you notice here is I've deployed those 5 wizards behind those 2 Golemites. And that's important because those Golemites are going to be tanking while the wizards are starting to clean up. And this is where those 5 wizards are very important to save, because they're going to be able to go in and do their job without being targeted too much. And as you see here, I dropped my clan castle where they're already heading in towards there. And the Valkyries, I actually have 2 Valkyries in my clan castle this time, and those 2 Valkyries are going to be acting as tanks, while the wizards behind them are actually going to be taking out the rest of the base, while the Valkyries mainly tank for them and actually do a whole heck of a lot of damage at the same time. Now you can see these Valkyries over here are taking a lot of damage, so what I do, I decide to drop a heal to keep them up. Now it's very important that you keep an eye on these Valkyries because this is your main driving force, and you don't want a whole lot of them dying. So the heal is just to keep them alive for longer. And so that they can go through the whole base. And you know what? They're at full health right now, and they're going through that base like it's nothing, like a knife through butter. And so right here, this is very important. You see the Valkyries right up in front there with the wizards behind them, and you see that wizard tower targeting the Valkyries rather than so much more than the wizards. And the wizards are safe from the wizard tower fire and also that cannon fire, so that these wizards over here can also be protected, since the Golemites are way back there still. And that's the main reason why I like these Valkyries, because their speed. Their speed keeps them ahead of the game, and so that they can tank and do all that damage all at once. So right here, it's all up to clean up and letting the troops do the work while you sit back and just relax. And you can see how I have so many Valkyries still left over. That has to be at least 9, if not 10 Valkyries still there. And then we still have the two level 4 Valkyries I got in my clan castle running around. And it's an easy 3-star. Of course, this is a premature Town Hall 9, but yeah, it's still a bit stronger than some Town Hall 8s in my opinion. And so the big reason why I saved those clan castle troops is for cleanup, and that's the big problem you see in GoWiVa attacks, is that it's hard to clean up. So you really get to see how powerful Valkyries are and how powerful they stay. And I hope that you guys can all all realize how powerful Valkyries are. And as you can see here, I'm at max Town Hall 9 or Town Hall 8. I'm going to be going into Town Hall 9 really soon. I'm maxed out and everything, and I'm not going to be able to use GoWiVa as a Town Hall 8 anymore. And I already know for a fact the Town Hall 8's best attack is in fact the GoWiVa. And so when these Valkyries are, when this GoWiVa strategy is gone for me, I'm going to be really sad. So this is the main reason why I'm spreading it around for you guys, so that you guys can share the love with this GoWiVa and continue it on Town Hall 8. And I'm also going to be experimenting with wizards and Valkyries and such with GoWiVa or GoWiValk or whatever. So I hope you guys stick with learn something from here. So don't forget to check out the description so that you can get a link to my written guide, as it can actually answer some questions for you guys that you might not have gotten from the video. So don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a message if you'd like, and have a very nice clashing day.